Hey guys, welcome back to ZachBlog. Today we're going to take another look at some practical uses for 3D printing. A friend of mine who owns a local business has been trying, without success, to find a replacement wheel for his freezer. So, instead of him continuing to look around and not finding this wheel, or paying to replace all the wheels, we're going to print him a replacement. So I took some measurements, as you can see here, and then I just whipped up a quick design in Fusion 360, which we'll take a look at in a second, and then we'll take a look at a time lapse as well. So here's the original. The wheel is completely missing. I guess it broke in half or something. But I took some measurements of, as you saw there, I took some measurements of the other wheels and was able to come up with the measurements to design this one in Fusion 360. This only took probably not even 10 minutes to design this. It may look like it's a flat surface, but I incorporated just a very slight curve to it, just so that it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. If it's slightly off to the side, it's not going to sit on an edge. It'll have a slightly flat surface still to sit on. So let's quickly take a look at the design process and then the time lapse, and I think that'll pretty much be it. So we'll see you guys in a minute.
Alright, so over here at the computer, if we open up Fusion 360, we're greeted with this screen, and this is a very simple design. We're going to, over here, we're going to go new component. At this point I'd save, but I already have this project somewhere else. So I'm going to hit C to sketch a circle. I'm going to sketch it on this plane. I've got my measurements here. I'm going to do 35 for this one. 35. Now I'm going to go up to construct, and I'm going to construct an offset plane. Now this is 43.8 millimeters in total length when I'm done. So I'm going to move this 43.8 divided by 2. And that's going to be my center point. And I'm going to sketch another circle on this plane from the center. And this one's going to be 35.4. 35.4. Lock that in. We look at the side, we've got 2 circles. They're lined up. And we're going to do that once more. One more offset plane. Offset from this. And again, 43.8 divided by 2. Enter. Sketch another circle. That is C for circle again. Again on that center point. Again, 35 millimeters. Now here's where things get interesting. So we've got 3 circles, and the length from this circle to this circle is the width I want the wheel. I want it to have the very slightest bow along the edge, I guess, the side, the round part. So to make this a solid, I'm going to go into Create and Loft. I'm going to select the first one, then the second one, then the third one. Everything here is okay as default, and I'm going to hit OK. Now we have our cylinder with the very slight bow along this face. I'm going to hit C for circle again, and I'm going to sketch on the side from the center. Now there's an 8mm shaft that goes through this, so I'm going to go 8.15. Gotta move your mouse until you see the measurement there. 8.15. Actually, this is being printed in ABS. Let's go 8.25, just to factor in for shrinkage. And that's good. Now I'm gonna select that. I'm gonna go up to modify, and I'm gonna press pull. Now if we turn to the side, we see that arrow. I'm gonna grab that and pull it backwards all the way through. Make sure over here it's cut. You can tell it's cut because it's turned red. And we're gonna hit OK. And there's our part. We are done. This kind of looks a little odd because it's an orthographic. If we go to perspective, you can get a better idea. But that's it, very simple. That's 5 minutes and 16 seconds at this point. That's with explanations and everything. So, very quick, very simple. Now we're going to, if you go over here and save as STL, binary format, high refinement. It's defaulted to medium, if I remember correctly. I just set it to high so that I get all the details of this piece. So save your STL. And we'll open up Cura. So here in Cura, we're going to open file. On my desktop here, we have the freezer wheel STL. And you see how we did in Fusion, we did the model on that side plane. This is so that we don't have to rotate it in Cura. It's just a little trick I've found. So there's our freezer wheel. We're gonna print this in ABS. So this is the new Cura. This is Cura 2.1, I think. Don't quote me on that. It's Cura 2 anyway. So I'm gonna go. Also, diameter is correct. Quality is good. Scale is fine. Infill 40%. Printing temperature 245. Bed temperature 95. 3.5 is my retraction. That's just what I found works with the Wanhao I have. So for speeds, I'm actually going to be printing a lot slower than this. I just adjust my speeds on the printer usually. So when I send this to the printer and load it up from the SD card, I'll likely print at 40%. Or, yeah, 40% of the speed. So, probably something around 20 millimeters a second, just to make sure the ABS adheres really well, as I'm printing on a Wanhao, so I don't have an enclosure, which brings us to experimental. Under experimental here, we're going to check off enable draft shield. I've set mine 2 millimeters away. What this does is if we view the layers, which will take a few seconds, it's got to process that. It's going to basically, if you know what an ooze shield is, it's essentially the same thing but for a different purpose. It's going to build a 1 layer thick wall around the print, which will help trap heat around the item and stop your ABS prints from warping and peeling and splitting and whatnot. So you see here, our wheel is this red and yellow part. The draft shield is this teal part. That just helps me not have to have a cardboard box on my printer. So we're going to enable that. I did it at 2mm, and the limitation just means how far up the part will it print. I print all the way up the part, just to be sure. So, under platform adhesion, I'm just doing a skirt. I'm not actually going to do a raft or anything. I just do the skirt to make sure everything's extruding well, make sure everything's level, as I do my final fine adjustments to bed leveling as it prints the skirt, just to make sure everything's even. So with that, we're going to save. I use save to file, and I would save it to my SD card, but my SD card's not in here. So save it to your SD card, send it off to the printer, and that's it. So let's check out this time lapse.
Okay, so there's the part. It's printed in ABS. As you saw, the new Cura does that draft shield. That's pretty cool. Means I don't have to have my printer sitting in a cardboard box like I did for a little while there. As you can see, that flat surface I was talking about is virtually non-existent, but it gives it just that slight amount of I don't know, it's forgiving. It doesn't have to be perfectly 90 degrees to the floor. So let's go ahead and install this. It's very simple. You put the wheel in, put the axle through. It's simple. Screw it on the other side. Tighten it up. Just like that. So this will mount to the bottom of the freezer like that. And it rolls nicely. I like it. Let's hope they do. Actually, I've already shown him. He likes it. Alright guys, so that's been another quick look at practical uses for 3D printing. As usual, if you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. If you disliked it, hit the thumbs down. Subscribe, leave a comment. Comments really help figure out what you guys want in future videos, what you guys found interesting about this video, what you guys found maybe wrong about this video, better ways I could have made the wheel. Just leave a comment, it helps out. If you want to help out the channel monetarily, there's the Patreon campaign. There should be a card. Is it that corner or that corner? I think it's that corner. Anyway, I guess that's it. Have a good one, guys.